Well, hello and welcome to the Shill's new midweek pub chat. Welcome to the new set, new part of the cave. Everybody gets to see a bit more about what we're up to, and this is what we'll be doing going forward for our midweek show. So let's look around the room and see who we've got here. We've got the Shills, and we've got Cheshire Vic joining us, and we've got Red's Rhetoric joining us. Tonight we're going to be talking about FECore and their absolutely slimeball tactics with Sly and others. So let's go around the room. Oh, have we lost them? Have we lost them? Let's see here. Kevin Kennedy, what are you up to then?
Hey, I don't know if it was just me, but the last bit of your intro kind of cut out there, Dick. So maybe that's what's going on. I'm doing all right. How are you?
Oh, good. I'm ready to get right into this and, see what's truly going on. What's going on in the world of Dead Kennedy?
Oh, a mess. I'm desperately trying to get some content out, despite the fact that Flat Earth is a twitching corpse at this point, but I'm doing my best.
Yeah, it's a little hard to find something with some meat to it right now, that's for sure. And we got Jutmonk the Drunk Monkey here. How's Jutmonk?
Oi, oi, pal. How's it going?
Good, man. What's up in the world of the monkey today?
Not an awful lot, mate. I've just been so fucking busy at work that I just haven't been able to do anything, to be honest. But next week, it all goes back to normal. We've got a lad coming back off holiday. I'll start getting at least 2 days off a week, people. So I will start putting out videos again, and I will certainly get the video out on Truth Is Not a Hoax. I have just been way too busy. 3 days off in nearly 5 weeks, put it that way.
Wow, man. Holy, that's just not enough, is it? Oh, wow.
Nah.
And I know somebody who's been working quite a bit right now. AB Science, man. How you doing? What's happening your way?
Hello. Yeah, I've been very busy. I mean, I had a short little break away, but immediately coming back and straight doing some X-ray experiments. And managed to somehow record a few videos in the meantime as well, which one of them just came out or will be coming out soon. Nice.
Yeah, your last one was really good. There was some active comments too. That was some very fun stuff. Now, let's see if Logical Troglodyte's here now. Can we call you in, buddy? Yeah. How's it going, man?
There you go. Oh, it's great, man. It has been so busy in Cave Town in the last few weeks. It's just getting out of control. Sorry I haven't put out any real content and debunking videos on my channel, but we have been hard at work in the background getting Logic and Reason off the ground, which we'll be premiering this Sunday morning at midnight Central Daylight Time, 0600 British Summertime. We have special guests of Conspiracy Cats and AT2 Productions. We will be really taking a hard look at the conspiracy theorist claim that education is indoctrination. We've also been hard at work in the background preparing a 666 subscriber live special on the Logical Troglodyte channel. We are less than 40 subs away, so we are tentatively scheduling that for the morning of September the 29th. That may be adjusted. Stay tuned.
Oh, I hope it works out perfect. That's awesome, man. Kick ass. Right on. Oh, hold on a second now. Have I just had an audio issue of sorts? Okay, so we have two very, very coming up on today's show. First up, we have Cheshire Vic joining us. Cheshire, how you doing?
Hello. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
I'm doing pretty good. Busy. Very busy. There's just been so much going on the past couple of weeks. It's been crazy.
Oh, it seems a lot of people got that going on right now. I know I do with like kid being back to school and whatnot. Holy life changed. And you ready for a good chat tonight on FECore and all the madness that follows it?
Yeah,
that follows
is one
them.
of the things that is keeping me busy right now.
Oh yeah, I bet. I've noticed you've been on the air lots, so there's a lot to cover. That's for sure. Oh yeah, thanks for joining us. This is awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Excellent. And we also have Rhetoric on the show tonight. Hey, Red, how you doing, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Well, what do you think? Like, I know you've gone into a lot of this already, but to have somebody, a group of people that have been crying censorship from YouTube's side, saying that we're being, stuffed down in the algorithm and whatnot, to come out and do this, it's just mind-boggling. Like, how can they do it?
Well, it all starts. It all starts by hating yourself and hating what your group has become. Acknowledging that you have absolutely nothing to back up your flat earth conspiracy bullshit. You have absolutely nothing to suggest that your organization isn't a gigantic fucking fraud and a scam and a lie and that everyone should fucking hate you. It starts with basically being a shitty human being and being a hypocrite as well. And then, of course, once you acquire all those things, you can utilize that energy and focus it as a beam of pure stupidity and bullshit towards your enemies. In that case, that is utilizing the easily abusable system of YouTube.
I mean, the other answer to that is just, how could you possibly be the bully and the victim at the same time?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that true, right? Have cake, eat it too. Come on, really, right? Oh man! Now let's let everybody on the panel here, everybody in the lounge, in the bar, whatever we like to say. We all know what's been going on. FECore are doing the privacy concern strikes and then give the community guidelines, and as such, really trying to shut down some channels and really take control of what's going on. So let's see. Everybody in here has a reason for this to be a fuck you. Don't you dare try to abuse the system that way. Let's see. AB Science here. Why don't you come in as a creator, as a debunker and all? What these actions, how are you thinking? What's your take on it in a roundabout way?
Well, I was actually really hoping to catch from the stream tonight to see what the fuck is actually going on, because from what I've seen so far, it seems it seems a bit farcical as far as I'm concerned. I mean, so let me just get this straight. Have these people set up a bullshit organization? Someone exposes them using publicly available information, and then they fire out a privacy claim against that. Am I getting that straight?
Yeah. So let me just go ahead and deep dive into this. FECore is a supposed nonprofit full of flat earthers, which, by the way, if you're a flat earther and a conspiracy theorist, you can't make a non-profit based on flat earth and bullshit like that. It just doesn't work. But they're a group that had a conversation with YouTuber Slice Barcane. When Slice Barcane had an interview with them, Mike Cavanaugh, the president of FECore, basically issued a challenge to Slice Barcane. The challenge was to do your own research into the organization. Slice Barcane said, okay, I will. So using publicly available information, Slice Barcane made a video where he posted his findings. After the video went live, Mike Cavanaugh didn't really like the video all that much since it showed his organization to be the fraud that it is. So Mike Cavanaugh got in contact with Slice Barcane and said the following. Not exactly, I'm just paraphrasing here. We're going to have an awesome evening sitting down and throwing false copyright and privacy complaints in your direction. And not only are we going to do that to you, we're also going to do that to your friends so we can send you to, quote, your final resting place. That's where we're at right now.
Right. Charming.
Yes. And so over the past few days, or the past week, actually, we've been making as much noise about this as possible. We've been spamming the holy hell out of YouTube. We've made it so that they can't roll over, get out of bed, take a shit without their phone blowing up about this issue. We've gotten in contact with multiple YouTubers to also retweet the issue at Team YouTube, thus making the problem much worse for Team YouTube. And we also got a few people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers to also spread the message, which is going to make Team's YouTube job a little bit more difficult. And basically what I'm trying to say is Team YouTube's getting their ass reamed with this information, and we're not going to stop until they actually fix it. So we've been making noise. We've been making counterclaims. We've been making videos. And FECore, in the meantime, has continued to abuse YouTube's copyright and privacy complaint system. They struck my video, even though the video itself had none of their content and their logo was used under fair use. And they struck my two hangouts that I had about FECore, which I was forced to take down as a result, because I showed their publicly available website.
That's insanity.
Yeah, there's actually
another... and if sorry, Jess, go ahead.
I was going to say there's another little bit to that. It's not just privacy claims; they're copyright striking. Copyright striking is a little bit more egregious because what's the penalty there, Reds?
I think if you get 3, you're terminated.
And what's the repercussions for somebody fraudulently copyright striking somebody?
You are you're subject to legal penalties.
And that's under perjury, right?
You file a DMCA under penalty of perjury. So basically, if you lie on the copyright takedown notice form that YouTube has, you are doing that under penalty of perjury. And knowingly lying about it means you are perjuring yourself. And guess what? I have emails and I have screenshots that show that that is actually the case. They have committed perjury. This is not an opinion. This is not an unsubstantiated claim. This is demonstrable fact. FECore, Mike Kavanaugh specifically, has engaged in illegal activities, not just on the state level, but also with YouTube directly.
Do you mean this email that just says the submitted complaint was due to an inappropriate use of FECore corporate logo in the thumbnail as stated in the submitted complaint? That is why the original content by Mr. Hufford was not filed against? That one?
Yeah, which is bullshit. Yeah, which is bullshit because if you try to re-upload that same video, YouTube automatically takes it down. It will never go live. So they copyrighted the entire video, not just a thumbnail, which, by the way, the thumbnail was completely transformative. I used their logo under fair use. It's no different than a common meme. So basically, these jackasses are saying that memes are illegal.
And also that they're talking about how they submitted a copyright strike on your thumbnail when YouTube has a separate process for reporting a thumbnail.
Yes.
And
they did not use that separate process. Yeah, they did not use that separate process. Now, because they went ahead and did this kind of bullshit, I can't go too much into detail, but what I can say is that paperwork is being gathered in the background so we can go after them legally.
Oh, nice.
I can't say any more than that, but shit is being worked on in the background because when I sent the email to FECore, I actually meant everything that I said. So when I said, hey, Mike, if you want to be this much of a dick, if you want to sink the ship that is FECore, I will be more than happy to be your iceberg.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm like these guys in FECore. It's not like they're brand new to the scene, Red. They've been around for a while. I don't understand why they think they can just do this and get away with it when they know that when they've got somebody like yourself on the charge on the other side, it's coming back.
Basically, it's you play the odds. There is a risk that FECore is going to get hit legally by YouTube, but in most cases that never happens. They know that the YouTube copyright reporting system and the privacy complaint system is broken, and by broken I mean easily abusable. And they also know that trying to get in contact with YouTube is like trying to pull teeth. from a lion that is sleeping.
You're not wrong, too, because I mean, even tweeting, unless you have an army of people tweeting at them to actually make them step up and do something, you usually get nowhere and nowhere at all. Dead Kennedy in space. What do you got there, buddy?
Yeah, I was going to point out, what was it, yesterday, the day before, I bitched at Team YouTube for the ongoing demonetization issue I've had. They got back to me instantly. And Reds replied, pointed out that they got back to me and haven't got back to him. I retweet it. I mention him. I mention them. I very politely say, will you please speak to this? Nothing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the tweet was replied to. Your tweet was replied to within 35 minutes. Right. At the time that I replied to that, we had been tweeting at them for 5 days, and not just me, but a shit ton of people.
Mm-hmm. And we're not talking about people that are very, 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 like, you know, tiny in the grand scale of things. There's some people exercising a voice that, you know, should be listened to. Like, come on, what does it take?
Yeah, and the thing is that I had gone through every avenue. I already submitted my counter notification. I emailed YouTube through their creator help studio thing, whatever the hell it is. We've been retweeting at them since, you know, a week ago, not just me, but a shit ton of people. And I've been providing screenshots that show that what I'm saying is actually legit. I am not making this shit up. FECore has admitted via email that they have abused the YouTube copyright reporting system. They fraudulently made a DMCA against me and Slice Arcane. Why? Because they've been trying to censor the information that we've been saying about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like it's if it wasn't just bots, if there was actual people involved right from, you know, maybe the second tier, and maybe not in the beginning, of course, because there's so many things going on YouTube in general, but these things would get caught and dealt with in a much more direct way. You can see how they're just slacking on automation and it's failing.
Yeah,
well, the best bet that they would probably, the best route for YouTube to take is to keep it automated as is right now. However, when you submit a copyright claim, you have to submit evidence that demonstrates that you have copyright on that, whatever it is you're claiming.
That's a good idea.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So before anything would even get taken down.
But not only that, but I think YouTube should invest in a little more manpower when it comes to disputed claims, because it is obvious that this system is easily abused. Now, if you have a lot of people in the background that can get through these relatively quickly, you know, not instantly, but at least within a few days, you know, or a week, then you would actually make the system better, because now you have human eyes on this. A person can go in and use their human brain and say, yeah, this shit's kind of fucked up here. Let's go ahead and reverse that. Oh, we're also going to delete the channel that was abusing our system.
Yeah, and there has to be some hard, you know, there has to be a hard hit from the backside if you're caught abusing the system in this exact way. They can't just be slapping hands. There has to be a real get out of here. We don't need people like you.
Yes, and I don't know, you tell me, if you were a person at YouTube and I sent you an email, if I had some way of getting this to your eyes, and I sent you an email that said, hey, this is an email from FECore. Our brand logo can't be used by anyone under fair use, which we have no issue with. Your use, however, with the title of the video was slanderous, and there was zero proof of fraudulent activities. Tell me, does slander fall under copyright law? It doesn't? Yeah. Then reverse the fucking shit.
Yeah, it's the two don't even fit together. You know, slanderous. You have to prove. Oh, okay. You know, it's affected my public name and as such my ability to earn or something. Like, you can't just go, you slandered me for calling me a jerk. I mean, what the hell?
That's why that's why this email is so powerful, because it's basically demonstrating that they used the DMCA because they disagreed with the content of the video. That is not what the DMCA is for, which means they just committed perjury.
Yeah. I just on Twitter just to see how high up Reds' issues are on, if I just do a search for @TeamYouTube, top 10.
Oh, nice. Let's
10.
make sure everybody out there is retweeting Red's tweets so that we can get YouTube bombarded with that. Please just step up and do your job message,
I'll link you guys in the chat to the one that's actually already hitting pretty high, so that way that one can be boosted up a little further.
That's a good idea. Because, it's important. The more voices that we can get on that, the more important YouTube's going to eventually have to see it as, right? And twisting legal for your own benefit, that has to be stopped. You cannot let that happen.
Why do you think we are in the process of trying to contact YouTube in this way? So we tried the automated system reply. We did that. Okay, not seeing any information there. Okay, so let's try the single tweet @TeamYouTube. Okay, no reply. Okay, let's try more people. That didn't work. More people. That didn't work. More people still. That still didn't work. Okay, TeamYouTube, you want to play this motherfucking game? Let's dance, motherfuckers. I'm going to spam the ever-living shit out of you, and now I'm in the top 10? Oh, it's only going to get worse from here. YouTube, understand this. I am a pain in the ass when I need to be. Don't fuck with my shit.
And YouTube, please listen, because holy shit, if you aren't paying attention, he really is. He's gonna fuck you up, man. Oh man.
If there's one thing I think the flat earthers would have learned by now is that don't bluff Reds. He'll call you every time.
Exactly.
Well, we know flat earthers can't learn anything because they're still saying the same shit they were saying 5 years ago.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there, Kevin, for sure. Kiri Mack has got something she would love to enlighten us with. Hey, Kiri.
Hey, I've got a question from Casual Spaceman to Reds, which is there anything else that the community can do other than continue to YouTube and making videos? What are your thoughts?
You were a little bit muffled there. I couldn't really make out what you were saying.
Oh, okay. Casual Spaceman is asking, is there anything else that the community can do other than tweeting to YouTube and making videos?
As of right now, YouTube doesn't really give us a lot of options as to what the community can do. Basically, at this point, the only thing the community can do is make as much noise as fucking possible. I guess what you could do is, if you have this capability, hire a plane that can write messages in the sky over YouTube's headquarters in California and just write, "Hey, dipshits, check your Twitter."
Exactly.
I mean, if we could do that, that would be great.
So we're putting this call out to all skywriting people. Like, if you're employed in skywriting in any way, no matter where you live, please get in your plane right now and do a whole, hey, YouTube, pay attention to the damn Twitters and, listen to Red. Get that in the sky for us. That would be really helpful. Thanks.
That would be great.
Yeah.
And make sure next to it. Yep.
Yeah,
remember right next to it, right next to that message, there needs to be a penis. It needs to be a big one because that definitely gets people's attention.
I love it. Right on. Yeah, Monk, get in there.
No, I was just going to say, and if you're in a plane, you flat fucktards, and you're flying east, doing that message, make sure you don't forget to fucking bank to the left so you don't crash into your fucking ice wall, you dumb fucks.
I love it. Logical Troglodyte, buddy, what do you got?
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but I always enjoy reading, and one of my favorite books is Sun Tzu, The Art of War, and he makes a statement in there about knowing your enemy. So for me, it's as much about the why as much as it is about the what. And obviously I'm not a mind reader, but I can make a very good educated guess based on the available information. What we have here is in Flat Earth is not the cult of personality like Jim Jones, right? What we have is the cult of concept where leaders are transitory. All these people in FECore have been seen for a long time as leaders within the Flat Earth movement. Most or all of them have been attacked by Flat Earth in the face of debunking Flat Earth in their content regularly. Case in point, Bob Nodell and the gyroscope fiasco. So they are fighting for their lives within their own community. And the only hope they have for their income and for their leadership of this movement is to lash out and roll the dice and hope that people like Reds don't take them to court. And for them, it's about preserving their income and their voice in their community. For us, it's about the right to freedom of speech. Now, I will support anybody's right to freedom of speech, even if you're saying stupid stuff. Even if it was a flat earther being attacked in this way by us, I would stand up for that flat earther, regardless of whether I agree with their content or not. Because as I've said in the past, and I will reiterate here, we either have free speech for all or we have it for none.
Well, there's another option, right? They don't have to hope people like Reds don't go after them. They could just not be giant assholes and not copyright flag people falsely.
Yeah, well, asking an asshole not to be an asshole is trying to ask a mule not to bray. So, there's that too.
That's awesome.
But at the same time, you'd think they would have just like a little bit of appreciation. Like how do you go in the same day from being the group who says, oh, the man is keeping us down, we're being censored, and then censoring people for bullshit?
Because flat Earth.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways.
Because here's the thing. Flat Earthers have always been hypocrites. It's what flat Earthers are. If in order to be a flat Earther, you not only have to be very flexible so you can shove your own head up your ass, but you also have to have basically hypocritical standards.
That's absolutely true.
Or no standards. Or
no standards.
Yeah. Time.
Thor in the chat.
There's so much of their own hypocrite back and forth just in their own little world of flat Earth that it really is. It becomes a basis of a core pillar of the personality that they can handle that no problem. It's fine.
Well, we've got a dumbass globe denying fucktard in the chat called David Blackson. Welcome, son. You fucking moron.
Hey, David. Let me ask you something. We're talking about the DMCA claims and FECore going at Sly and whatnot. So, if you're a flat earther, do you think FECore is right in falsely using legal tools to silence the people who are trying to say otherwise and go against their opinion?
Well, don't be silly. He won't understand a word you fucking said. He thinks the Earth's flat.
Remember, and keep this in mind, guys, none of the shit that FECore is doing is about flat Earth. What it's about is it's about money. Because do you know the reason why they were trying to set up a nonprofit in the first place? It's not to better society or whatever. It's because for all the donations that they get from the people who they're lying to on the internet, they have to pay taxes on those donations. But if they are registered as a nonprofit, they don't. That shit becomes tax-free. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to say that you guys, your tax dollars should be used to support these assholes via exemption.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Is that a? It's no longer projection at that point. Now it's. No, wait, it still is, isn't it? Because is that not what they accuse everybody who talks about how the Earth isn't flat is a shill for money?
Yep.
They're the ones doing shit for money?
Basically, I will go ahead and support their right to spew demonstrably incorrect shit on the internet. It's not illegal to be wrong. But pay your taxes while you're wrong on the internet, motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's always unintended consequences to any action. And what these idiots are not understanding that, falsely using DMCA like this is as damaging to their own community as it is to everyone else's, because if they can burn the books and censor us, then they are in danger of the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's in danger at this point. If YouTube lets this fly, then it sets a precedent that allows anybody who disagrees with anyone to do this kind of thing. So you could have all of the atheists false flag a bunch of creationist shit. You could have the creationist false flagging a bunch of shit from the atheist community. You could have people that are in debates and somebody who lost the debate, like, I don't know, maybe GE wants to false flag Kent Hovind or some garbage. Well, it's beyond the Wild Wild West. There's no rules anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And when that happens, YouTube doesn't seem to understand that they no longer have a platform, because this kind of discourse is what YouTube platform is.
Yep. Or cat videos, I guess. They'll just be solely. We're gonna go back to the days of I has cheeseburger.
just remember, for this action by FECore is not just illegal, but you're right, it's damaging to them as well. Yep. And unless YouTube puts a stop to this shit, no one is safe. This channel isn't safe. My channel isn't safe. Slice Arcane's channel definitely isn't safe.
Even the Flat Earthers channels aren't safe.
No one is safe. This is why I think YouTube needs a complete overhaul of their system, and they also need to make it clear, like, hey, listen, if you file a false DMCA, me deleting your channel, that's going to be you being lucky. Pray I don't go harder, because here's the thing. There was, I should say, a YouTuber by the name of Vengeful Flame who is now getting the shit suit out of him by YouTube for abusing the DMCA.
Yeah, and keeping in mind that if YouTube decides to follow through with this the same way they were for them, then they're not suing an individual like they are in this case. They're suing an incorporation, which they might want to go harder on because it's corporate.
Yep. FECore is playing a very dangerous game, and I can guarantee you that the only thing that we have to do now is wait. Whether YouTube acts or not is actually irrelevant at this point. I would rather that they act on it, because fuck waiting. But eventually, they are going to get their shit kicked in legally, because, like I said, I'm more than happy to be their iceberg. I'm going to sink their ship, and I'm going to smile as I listen to them scream.
As you listen to the band play its final song as the ship goes down.
Oh, yeah.
I've got my popcorn and beer ready for that event.
Flat perspective.
Oh, yeah. Like they said in 1941, somebody said in 1941, be careful not to wake the sleeping giant.
Yeah, exactly. And this is okay, hold on a second here. I'll turn it over to Kiri Mack. Kiri, what do you got?
A couple of interesting questions here and comments. Astronomy Live says, I think YouTube wishes that the reason people signed up for premium accounts was for funny cat videos or whatever, but really you guys just hit the nail on the head. It's all about open discussions. I would agree. Thor says that the Flat Earth is a cult of belonging. They're desperate to belong to something and want any group that coalesces around a subject that requires thought and understanding won't have them.
Yeah, so like they're too stupid to join up with anybody else. They're like, you're kind of an asshole. We don't like you. We don't want you to hang. You can't sit with us.
Right, pretty much.
So they're the kids that have to go hang out in the high school underneath the stairs in the hallway at lunchtime.
Right.
Aw.
Oh, that's a good one. I love it. I remember, I think at one time I was one of those kids, and then another time I wasn't. Like, it's just, you never know how things are going to go.
I was friends with those kids. Although, to be fair, I wasn't really part of any group. I kind of didn't belong to any group and just sort of bounced around and hung out with whoever the hell was around at the time. Kind of like what I do on YouTube. I'm kind of just everywhere.
Yeah, I was pretty similar to that, too.
We called people like that a diplomat, because you can move between the tribes freely.
Aw.
That's a good one, Kevin. Right on. Right on. So now, is there any like fresh? What's the newest position on both sides between like Sly and FECore there, Red? What's your newest, most updated info?
What I can tell you is that FECore has failed to meet Slice Arcane's demands, and Slice Arcane made a video where he was asking the community to mirror, where it was a few pages of text where it was listing demands of FECore. Like, listen, I'm dead fucking serious, FECore. I'm willing to come after you legally for this shit. I have representation. So here's the deal. Unless you want to have your shit kicked in sideways legally, these are my demands. Basically kind of a 86 your shit, motherfuckers, or I'm going to come over there and shove it right up your ass. So they obviously failed to meet Slice Barkane's demands. They are not ceasing and desisting. They're actually still engaging in this type of bullshit with fraudulent copyright and privacy complaints against many YouTubers. So Slice Barkane asked me to give him some documentations. And what I did was I sent him a 10-page document detailing all the bullshittery done by FECore. And that's not just overall. That's just to my fucking channel. So Slice Barkane has a lot more documentation on top of that. And legal representation is being utilized. That's really all I can say. I can guarantee you that what is happening in the background is not something that FECore is going to like very much.
No, I mean, I don't think these guys understand what can actually happen if somebody pursues with representation. Now, they might be sitting back with some falsely arrogant position of, oh, these guys don't have the money for real lawyers. Hey, guess what? In this community, the people that we've all gotten to know and become like, you know, a community with through Discord and everything and through YouTube and stuff, there is actually not, it's not that hard for people to be represented if need be. And they just don't get it.
Yes, and that's the thing. They think that we don't have representation. They're wrong. I can confirm that. So basically, the deal was this. Geo says it in the live chat right now. What Sly did was offer FECore the same deal that Thunderfoot offered Venom Fang X. Now, Venom Fang X was smart enough to actually take the deal. He had to eat a shit ton of humble pie, but he avoided being sued as a result. And so it was the same deal. You stop doing your bullshit, you apologize for your bullshit, and then you move the fuck on, promising to never do that bullshit again. It's fair. It's very clear cut.
Isn't that the same deal that Steve McRae offered to Kyle?
No,
also
no,
in
no.
perpetuity money?
No. Steve didn't just offer him that deal, offered him a much better deal because, yeah, you're right. There was money involved. Get paid forever, not do shit for it. Damn straight. I'd fucking take that deal.
Especially after you fucked up so bad.
Yep.
Oh, wow. And so now, is there anything, is anybody, which state will this be going down in? Does anybody know any of the particulars in regards to anything that's prudent to the argument in that state in a legal matter?
Indiana.
Will be in Indiana.
Indiana. Oh, okay. That would be good. You'd be good to look into to see, there might be, there might be precedent where in a certain situation, if you bring some false stuff in, you're really not looking good. It would totally be worth looking into for sure.
If you look at, they went over that in one of the Hangouts. If you look at what Indiana requires to be a nonprofit, FECore doesn't match any of them. Not even one.
Wow.
Yes. So basically, they're fucked as far as Indiana state law is concerned.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And then I can only imagine, me being Canadian, I don't know for sure, but I can only imagine the tax penalties that would be levied in a situation where you're proven not to be deserving of a nonprofit. I can only imagine what would come at them.
That, and they're going to have to pay back taxes because they haven't in 2 cycles.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So I can also confirm that Slice Barkane took the initiative by getting in contact with the SOS Secretary of State, which forwarded the paperwork to the Attorney General. Now, of course, his desk is very busy, but the paperwork is there. So eventually, the conveyor belt is going to keep turning, and that paperwork will get to him. And when he sees the shit that's on it, he's going to be like, fuck this. And He's gonna be like, yo, call this guy, and call this guy. I want this fucking nonprofit liquidated.
Well, it's not even like
instantly.
it's not even going to have to be like a deep dive for him. It's not going to take a whole lot of research. It's so cut and dry. It's so cut and dry. It's like, do you match this? No. Did you say you did? Yes. Guess you're fucked.
Yeah, it is that cut and dry. I totally agree. I can't wait to see this play out. Kiri Max got some stuff for us.
Hey, so Casual Spaceman again, he wants to ask the panel, would you agree that we should not condone anyone from our community filing false and fraudulent DMCA claims against FECore as revenge? GeoStreamer has said in response to that anyone who engages in false flagging is to be thrown out of the community. The legality is only of secondary concern. The behaviour is completely immoral. So I think they're just kind of asking, can we make sure that as a community we don't condone anyone and filing false DMCA claims against FECore as some sort of revenge?
Yeah, and let's say that. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll agree with that statement completely. If we, as good skeptics in our community, are not able to maintain the legal and ethical high ground, then we have failed in our mission to educate and inform.
And that
Sean
makes us
Hufford,
no better than them as well.
Yeah, Sean Hufford made a video where he was reading a comment that was left on one of his videos suggesting such a thing. And Sean Hufford made an example of that guy. Said, I have removed this guy from my channel. He will not be allowed to comment here ever again because he suggested, that type of retaliation. No. Fuck that. We are better than them in every aspect. And especially that one. Here's the thing. I'm not going to get flat earthers off the internet by throwing false DMCAs. I'm going to get flat earthers off the internet by making them my bitch continuously.
Well said, man.
Basically, just keep going at it until they get tired of swallowing my load. That's it.
Amen.
I love it.
As the probably the most morally ambiguous person here, there are times and ways to go about doing these kinds of things. As soon as you title something as should we make false somethings, you're already doing it wrong because you've already admitted that you're doing something fraudulently. If you're gonna do something fraudulently, don't admit you're doing it fraudulently.
Yeah, there you go.
Go about doing these kinds of things, and there are ways to go about that are there are ways that are underhanded and there are ways that are illegal. There's a big difference between being underhanded and being maybe a little bit of a wiener and like maybe getting somebody in a hangout and kind of driving the conversation to get them to say something that they really, really shouldn't because you're not controlling them. They're saying they're the ones saying it, but as soon as you take a step into the illegal territory, you're not helping your community anymore. You're harming your community. So there are ways to go about this. This is not the way to do it.
Right.
Yes.
I totally agree. And AB Science, I just noticed he had a connection issue, but he's back. Somebody that works in education in the scientific fields, this kind of censorship, hammer usage of laws for their own personal needs and gain and whatnot. Man, I bet you're somebody who's not happy to see this kind of crap being thrown around.
Well, no, it's because it's immoral and illegal. It's just hypocritical. But the thing is, the one thing that I'm concerned with is if it all goes through and the Secretary of State or whoever is eventually making the decision to shut FECore down, that is just going to give them more ammunition around this whole censorship thing, because then they can claim this martyr status where the government is shutting us down and all that bullshit.
I know that they'll be able to play martyr, but I say go ahead. I'll be more than happy to make them go down that route because they're still going to be paying their taxes at the end of the day. and the organization will be liquidated. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when at this point. Because if it depends on who gets there first. Does YouTube get there first? Does the Attorney General get there first? Or do we get there first by going after them directly? They're getting fucked 3 ways from Sunday, and there's no way they can stop it.
Yeah, they've got nowhere to
exactly.
run. Even if they want to claim martyrdom, what are they martyrs for? The flat Earth? They're just screwing their own community over. They're drawing attention to themselves and to the flat Earth community that the flat Earth community doesn't want.
Yes.
No, the ones that actually have a brain don't want it at all. No way, right? Yeah, Jerry, you got some stuff for us there?
Yeah, BM Furball. The sad thing about is that the Flat Earth side is actively scared that we are going to respond in kind, but just like their science, they have no evidence.
Well, I mean, there was that one video that who was it? Flatzoid had basically taken Red's video and modified it, and they took out 12 frames to make it look like it did one thing, like make it look like it showed one thing and not what it did show. And you didn't claim copyright on that, even though that he basically it wasn't transformative. They just replayed the footage.
Right.
I don't play the copyright game. I play the I'm going to make a video response game, and then I win. That's it.
Yeah, and the point being is that you could. That would be a legitimate copyright claim that you could make. That wouldn't be false. But you're still not choosing to go that route because you educate more people by taking them down rather than doing it in the background.
Yep. I respond by making them my bitch, and I prefer that avenue.
Free content.
Oh yeah. Dead Kennedy's got a really good comment here from the chat.
If I'm going to do it properly, I'm going to do my best bad Winston Churchill impression. Whatever the cost may be, we shall fight on YouTube. We shall fight in the courts. We shall fight on Facebook and on Twitter. We shall never surrender.
Love it.
Fantastic. And this is why I have listed my channel as Creative Commons. I don't care who uses my content for what purpose. And if a conspiracy theorist wants to use my content, edit it, and play with it, go right ahead. Because like Reds, you're just giving me ammo to make you my bitch. You know, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, exactly. I
Who's going to use my videos for anything?
Well, maybe a learning tool, right? But you probably won't have any arguments with people back and forth over them. Not like Red and some people get into. No, you gotta
tilt the paintbrush this way. You're doing it wrong.
An argument of perfectionism.
Yeah.
There we go. So I also brought up the email correspondence I have with FECore. I just want to read something real quick. So this is directly from FECore, and I do fucking quote, FECore is merely protecting its corporate interests by removing malicious content riddled with deliberate misinformation. If you wish to claim that FECore is committing fraud, I would suggest and encourage you to take legal action against FECore. But if you want to upload the video without the FECore logo, you have every right to do so.
I love it. I love
now,
it.
What part of that fucking diatribe said anything about copyright? What part? What?
Yeah, that's right.
What part of that diatribe made it clear that they legitimately submitted a copyright claim? Again, misinformation is not copyright.
That's right. And just because you say something doesn't mean it's true. You can peek off to get things on record, but if it can be proven false, then you're a bigger moron than we thought you were in the first place, because you're going to get caught. Well, you know, it's court, morons. Lies are coming out.
I mean, it's like if misinformation on YouTube is grounds for a copyright strike, there would be no flat Earth videos on YouTube.
I can screen share. Here's the email he just read.
Oh, okay, Taddy, can you switch over to that screen share one for us there, man?
Yeah, we're on it, man.
That would be perfect. Yeah, then we'll get it up all big and full here. Over to the screen share one.
Yeah, my and here's the thing. I also responded in kind to them because
Hold on that, Reds. That's the next slide. One moment, please.
I'll read out a couple comments while you guys are doing that, if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So, Ash Scott said, "Flat Earthers are not my bitches. My bitches are none of my concern." I might like that. Mr. Victory says, "What if we take this to the major news outlets with this story, since it's about perjury and tax fraud also?"
If you can find a local news crew in Indiana, I'm pretty sure they would love to play the story. Keep in mind that if you go on the FECore website, what you will find is an About Us tab. They list their supposed headquarters, which, by the way, just spoiler, that address is fake. It's not real. That was one of the things that Sean Hufford exposed, and that's why I mirrored the video of him exposing it. But if you were to contact a news crew that's close to that town, I'm pretty sure they could run a story. It would be nice. It would be a segment.
Yeah.
So these are the two emails that Red's got. And then because he's extra, that's his response. Care to read it?
I made it very clear. I'll just but I'll give you a just a small piece of this because I think this is the best part of this hangout. This moves us perfectly into your second email. You cannot use YouTube's copyright and privacy complaint system because you feel that the video was filled with disinformation. Not only is such a claim demonstrably false, and I dare you to prove otherwise, but striking the videos in question because of disinformation instead of what the copyright and privacy complaints are made for is illegal and is done under penalty of perjury. So right there, I informed them that what they're doing is illegal, that they should 86 their shit, and they're still pushing the fucking envelope. They are still choosing to poke the bear, and now the bear is ready to bitch slap them back.
I actually have a question. If I can,
totally true.
I actually have a question that I'm unsure of. And Reds, this is to you. I'm not a legal expert. If FECore as a corporation is found guilty of fraud, making fraudulent claims and perjury, are each of the board members then individually, personally responsible, and are there, civil repercussions in a civil court then?
That's something that the lawyer will have to actually answer. I don't know. I have a certain goal in mind, and I really don't care how it's achieved. I just want FECore liquidated. I don't want
screen sharing. Sorry.
I just want FECore completely liquidated. I want FECore to not exist, not as a nonprofit, because what they're trying to do is trying to get the donations that they're receiving for their flat Earth bullshit tax free. They're trying to get around paying their taxes by making a fraudulent nonprofit organization. So I want to go ahead and see that stopped. Now, because they decided to play this bullshit, now we have the opportunity to get even more out of them. And not only will that involve lawyer's fee and possible damages, but it will also make the records of FECore public. It will be part of the legal record. So that means that they will be hit with personal legal complaints and also professional legal complaints from the state of Indiana. They're going to get fucked on this. There's no way that they can win.
Those records are also supposed, as a nonprofit, are also supposed to already be public, and they're not.
Yes. What Mike Cavanaugh, president of FECore, said is that he was going to charge outrageous fees when you make a request for those public documents. Now, unfortunately, Indiana has a law for that. And the most you can charge is 20 cents a page.
Oh, wow.
So again,
That's
the name of the game is make as much money as you can as fast as you can.
Yeah. There's also, speaking back to whether or not individuals are going to get hit on this, because of the false privacy claims made by the board members, because they can't file them as FECore, they have to file them as whoever information was given out or whatever was made public, not whoever privacy has been breached. There's a decent chance that depending on how far YouTube goes with this, and given that YouTube has recently, like not too recently in the past, been cracking down on conspiracy and flat earth type, like jelly juice type garbage, it is possible that this will expose their channels. So people like Bob and like Jaronism, depending on how far YouTube decides to actually pursue this and actually spends time looking at this, if we garner their attention, there's a chance, although it might be minuscule, there's a chance that they've exposed themselves in a way that will allow YouTube to take their channels and just delete them entirely.
Yes. And that's of course if we get eyes on this. And I've seen this before, and on Twitter, Team YouTube actually sent a DM to one of the people who was asking for help. Team YouTube, send me a DM. We got a lot to talk about. Because if I'm able to get eyes on this, if I'm able to get YouTube to pay attention to this, all their channels are fucked. I'm not just stopping with FECore. I will illustrate who their board members are, the channels associated with those board members, and how these members individually violated YouTube's TOS. So not only would FECore get shut down, but every single one of their channels would be shut down as well. Mm-hmm. Now there is a way around that. Well, actually, there isn't anymore because they decided to wait too long when Slice Barcane made his demands very clear on that video that we all mirrored. So at this point, they're fucked.
Yeah.
And now it's just a waiting game. I quite literally have to do nothing, and the copyright strike will drop from my video because YouTube changed it. In order to keep the strike on my channel after I fight it, there has to be a court order demanding that the video stay down. Now that court order that demands the video stay down also says, or also will have to say, that they're suing me or taking me to court. Please, Mike Kavanaugh, please sue me. Please take my ass to court. Or moonwalk my happy ass into the room.
Station here now about this as well. Like and share this video. Added at Team YouTube.
Yes, everyone should be adding
no doubt. I hear you there. I mean, it just has to be, Let's see. He was.
I'm fucked, man. Come on, you bitch. Work. Work, damn you. Come on, arse. Work. Work, work, work. Come on, please. Give me my desktop back.
Issue here at the moment. Damn it. See what's going on. We had Bob the Science Guy trying to get in. He was switching over to the meets to let him in, and then I think his hot mic. Maybe we're on again now. Can we be heard?
Should be good.
Hopefully.
Yes.
And we hear you fine. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it looks like we're kicking. All right. Right, that's good. We can get this back on the road, and then if Taddy's able to, he'll be able to let Bob in, and then we can continue on, and we can bring in a guest as well. That's pretty cool. Let's see how it works. Let's see where we're at.
So, one thing we can open up with is Astronomy Live has said, make sure to point out that the 7 privacy strikes against Sky violated policies because the
I'm just looking to see.
Caption the wrong thing.
The little window's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah, a
presenting.
little bit,
That's
yeah.
me. That's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
you presenting.
Yeah, I was wondering who was looking up what happens to your body when you die in space.
We might be they can hear us and we're back.
Yay.
All right.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi.
All right. So, and yeah, we've got Bob the Science Guy on the panel now too. Bob, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How are y'all today?
Oh, good. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome.
This is fantastic little surprise. Excellent.
Oh, I've been meaning to come on for a while. It's just you guys have been busy. So have I.
And
But
you know,
here I am and had a few minutes, and let's do it.
awesome. And you know, afterwards in the next day or two, let's email back and forth and plan something out proper. How's that sound?
Well, that sounds great.
Okay, perfect. Done and dusted. So, yeah, we're covering the whole FECore, going crazy on people, and I know you're going to have something to say. So, where are you sitting on this, Bob?
Well, I put out a video 2 days ago for Red and Sly, and basically, I think that if you file a false copyright strike, there's got to be some penalty for that. And you know, they're out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, which is just south of Kalamazoo, where I grew up. So it's not that far from me either.
Nice. So there's like definitely a bit of a personal thing here too then. And, you know, you're somebody who really, you know, puts the effort in to make their content accurate, factual, and, you know, you don't go crazy on people. You have a very nice guy approach to things. So having that back and forth that we're supposed to have in the argument, you know, just tossed aside for these kind of tactics, it's just absolutely atrocious, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, you know, my attitude has always been if everybody's screaming and yelling at each other, the one you want to watch is the guy that's speaking softly.
Oh, yes, indeed. That is damn true.
The Canadian came out in that last question.
Well, I'm kind of quasi-Canadian. I'm in the UP a lot, so I can deal with that.
Yes,
I even speak Canadian, eh?
Yeah, that's pretty good. It actually
Sorry.
sounded natural coming from you.
Did you
Yeah,
guys,
that was
Sorry.
pretty good.
did you guys want me to show you how easy it is to find that information that they're complaining was private?
Yeah, I found
yes.
it with no problem at all.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's present this up. Swap meet. Let me know when we're ready.
Okay, Taddy, can you switch over to the present one there, buddy? That'd be perfect. Thank you. Awesome. Here we go. It's all
Is
yours,
this going to
Cheshire.
get us shut down?
Oh, well, we hope not.
Gonna get you guys flagged. Oh, hey, look at that. Huh.
Oh, Taddy? Yeah, there we go. He's switching over now. There we go.
Nice.
You Google it. Oh, look. I found FECore. It was the first option. Here's their About Us page. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, what's this? Is that Meet Our Staff on their public page that I didn't have to log in or do anything to see?
Uh-oh.
Is that the president? Is that Jeranism getting his dick sucked by Russian Vince?
It's not sharing
was
properly
happening in
here.
that picture? That way I'm
Oh.
so happy.
Yeah, Cheshire, there's something not sharing properly here. I just noticed it too. I'm seeing like the edge of the meat screen or something here.
Nah.
About Us FECore,
Yeah.
but there's like a web page over top of it. I'm not seeing everything.
Yeah, I think that's our green room.
Yeah.
What? How did that happen? Oh, hold on.
I don't understand what it's doing. It's very strange now that I'm
Hold
seeing
on.
it. Yeah.
I don't know why.
I
Let me just do it in my entire screen.
Hope you don't have any dodgy
Yeah.
tabs open, Cheshire, but
Oh, no, I checked that before. How's this?
Yeah, there we go. We're running on full steam now.
Much gooder.
Sweet.
Much gooder. There we go. So that's how difficult it is to find this. Let me take you through the steps backwards. Here's where we got to get all their information, right? And we scroll up, and we're on the About Us tab. If we hit back, we're on their homepage. Notice how I didn't sign in. It even still says login right here. So this isn't behind a sign-in. This isn't behind a paywall. This isn't behind anything. And if I go back, oh, look, all I did was Google it.
Nice.
Nope.
And this is the core of their argument.
Yeah, you showed our faces and our names. How dare you? You mean these ones?
Oh.
These ones that you put on your public page? These ones?
Which is also hilarious. Flat Earthers complaining about being forced to show their faces and everything. Like how many times has someone who hides behind an avatar had that whole line? Oh, why don't you show your face, you coward?
Oh God, yeah. And what was the how many copyright strikes or privacy strikes did Sly get there, Reds?
You're looking at about 7, and I received 2.
So 7 privacy complaints, and those have to be filed again by the individual. Is that correct?
Correct.
And how many people am I got showing right here? That's part of their board members.
7.
Huh.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird. And you want to know what's yes, because unlike flat earthers, I can actually count.
Huh. Go figure.
Like the other. It's, when you've got a matchup that is that close, come on. I think we know what's going on, right? Shall we switch over to the pub there, Taddy? That'd be great, man. Awesome. So, it's obvious what's going on here. Everybody knows that they're totally misusing the rules and using, like I said earlier, I think they were the ones bitching about censorship not too long ago because the YouTube algorithm was punishing them for being about flat Earth and stuff. And now look what they're doing.
Was it even really punishing them, or was it just not favoring them?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was.
Yeah, YouTube has a little bit of problems with stuff like this. Like it happens with if you get caught up in any kind of group. So if you get caught up in like the incel group, or if you get caught up in any group that isn't self-critical, essentially. So a lot of the more extreme SJW groups, what will happen is because of Google's autoplay feature, you can go down some really dark places real quick, and you can get there within just while let's say you're working on a piece of homework, or you're working on some kind of project, and you put you put autoplay on YouTube in the background, and you happen across, I'm a little bit curious about what's this weird stuff going on about the Little Mermaid and their casting choices, and all of a sudden 3 or 4 2 hours have gone by, and you're 7 or 8 or 9 videos now down this rabbit hole that you didn't even notice you were in, and now it's all inside of your playlist. What YouTube was trying to do was remove that.
Yeah, so one of the issues that was happening is that YouTube's algorithm really heavily prioritizes engagement. And what happens is that if you just put an Alex Jones video, which is 2 fucking hours long, because it's the whole show, if you just put that on playing in the background, that reads as if you've engaged with it and you watched that content for 2 hours, and then suddenly that kind of content scores extremely high in your recommendations.
Yeah.
And then you have that autoplay, and then autoplay, the next one comes on, and you engage with it for another 2 hours straight away. Whilst sometimes you even left the room, but YouTube just likes that, and considering that the flat Earth videos are so damn long, then flat Earth gets favored by the algorithm, and they were just trying to address the imbalance, and that's all. They're not being censored; they're just not being promoted as actively.
Right.
You can't really be censored by having your voice taken away from a platform that you have no right to anyway.
Hey, that's a pretty good way to say it, Kennedy in space, because that's the damn truth, right?
Because it's not freedom of speech.
Yeah.
YouTube has nothing to do with freedom of speech. If you get deplatformed from YouTube, you're still allowed to speak. You're just not allowed to speak there.
Oh, and we just showed a list of their Reds. Can you correct me on this if I'm wrong, or confirm for me, whichever way? We just showed a list of board members, right? And that's board members. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but did they not file when they filed for nonprofit that they didn't have any members?
Yes, correct. They said no members. Yeah, tell me how that shit works.
Interesting.
Now, I'm thinking, Dr. Bob here, do you have any experience with nonprofits and whatnot? And as such, do you have anything you can weigh in with here on, repercussions that could be coming and so on and so forth? Is this in your area of knowledge at all?
No. I don't have anything to do with nonprofits. I'm a member of a nonprofit, but I don't have anything to do with how it's set up or anything. But one thing I did want to add on to the one thing I wanted to add on to the other point is, freedom of speech means that you can speak. It doesn't mean you can get paid to speak. Yeah, and that's what they're bitching about. They're allowed to speak. They're allowed to be found if you. It's just, if they say that we don't want to monetize you, you don't have a right to monetization.
That's all. And this somewhat they don't understand that at all.
If they take this action fraudulently, Red, who is a monetized channel, definitely has a recourse to recover from them.
That's right. I remember when Team Skeptic and Daniel Pratt went through this, and Team Skeptic was telling me, after speaking with legal counsel and stuff, oh yeah, I can go over and I can get an average for, revenue and such, and I can apply it as a daily loss, and that's the kind of thing you don't want to be messing with. You can really get yourself in trouble.
And it could seriously harm.
Well, there's the intangibles too, the reputation, the fact that if your videos are being demonetized, are you more inclined to be demonetized in other areas or decreased in the search ratings because you've been pulled down in one? There's a potential here for a very significant loss, far beyond just a couple of videos.
Well, on top of that too is particularly with somebody like Rez who live streams rocket launches and does a lot of live streaming. When you get copyright strike, you can't live stream. So that takes all of that out. And now if you have a regular schedule and you break that schedule, it hurts your it hurts the way the algorithm reads you.
Exactly.
So there's not just the regular, like if you're posting, let's say you stream once a week. If you miss a week, that's 2 weeks of no content all of a sudden.
Right.
Yeah, that's harsh.
And that could cause that could cause a casual viewer to just kind of tune out completely. If they just see, if they have this stream that they tune into every week and suddenly it's not there, they'll just go, oh, I guess that channel's not around anymore, and they'll go away.
If it would help at all, I took a little break for class in July, and my revenue, my viewership, my recommendations and everything just plummeted for that time because I wasn't posting regularly anymore. And I can provide that data to Red and Sly if they would like to show what happens when you don't post.
That would be sweet.
Yes.
That would be sweet.
82 Productions is said here. I will say again, and this comes from a lawyer friend of mine. FECore as an organization is subject to being dissolved. Only the board members that actively took part are subject to more.
Didn't all 7 of them file the complaints?
Supposedly, yes. Since there's 7 board members, there's 7 privacy complaints. There you go.
So yeah, that looks like the whole ship will sink.
Right. Gary Graham said, FECore GmbH is a German-based company registered under the German laws and specialized in the field of oil and lubricants. What would they say about FECore using their name?
Ooh.
That's the first thing that came up when I searched for it anyway a while ago.
That's Germany. I don't know what the international implications would be, but that's a German company.
Right.
The other question that you really have to ask yourself is, what are your realistic chances of recovering from these people? Do they have anything that you can take from them?
That's right.
Well, apparently, now I don't know if this is true or not because I haven't really deep dived into this FECore organization, because I don't give a flying fuck about them. But apparently, they were bragging about a lot of money they were taking in. So I would say there's something.
Okay.
Wait, a non-profit was bragging about how much money they were making?
Yeah,
Profits
yeah.
make money, or non-profits make money hand over fist.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think this is the first shipwreck I've ever witnessed where the rats actually stayed on board.
Not very nautical of them, was it?
Yeah, not at all. Oh, wow.
A non-money making organization bragging about the money they're making. That just shows you what fucking lowlifes they are.
2 years from now, we're all going to need a submarine to visit the wreckage that was FECore, just so that we could have, that moment to reminisce about the dumpster fire that was that organization and how they just fucked themselves by basically breaking the law multiple ways.
Well, you call them a dumpster fire. I wouldn't even fucking take a dump on them, and I like fucking throwing shit at people. That's what monkeys do, man.
Yeah, I wonder, when you think about it, what percentage of the flat Earth community will actually see this for the damaging action that it is? Do you think, we've all dealt with some of them. Do you think any of them will actually see that what's really going on?
Honestly, no, I don't. I don't think it'll make any fucking difference because they're all so fucking dumb. They just fucking think they can do what they want because they live in such a fucking fantasy world. They can't work out fucking reality in the first place. Bunch of fucking idiots. And like you said, we've dealt with it before. And we'll deal with it again. We've had fucking Orphan Red dishing them out like they were fucking sweets to an 8-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I definitely, how long were you talking to Russian bids, Reds?
I don't know, 2 years, 3 years.
How long did I talk to Russian bids for?
For one fucking hangout.
And he blocked you on Twitter?
He blocked me on Twitter. Not once, but twice.
Oh, they're crazy. It's so funny. Dead Kennedy in Space has got something good for us here.
I just wanted to read out a comment from I'm not sure how to say this, Geo Streber, is that it? Let's just say they being the FECore Incorporated, the German company, they might give them a discount on the wholesale lube deal FECore will need.
Yeah, they should look into that. Maybe they can work themselves.
And who says Germans have no sense of humor?
Oh, that's awesome.
That's not correct. It's not that Germans don't have a sense of humor. It's that Germans don't have a headliner. And yes, Gio will understand that joke.
And AT2 Productions, I don't know if this one got read out or not because I was reading the other chat there for a minute. The entire assets and financials of the business will be liquidated as part of the dissolution. All parties targeted will get a cut.
Is there a chance that things would get wages garnished if they don't have enough as a company?
Like I said, this is the part where it gets a little bit too deep. I don't know the really in-depth legalities of it. That's where the representation is going to have to come in. However, this works. It's not good for FECore. So whether it goes this way legally or that way legally, basically they're going to get fucked. And I can't wait for that day.
Well, if that's the case, then I think we really should get a hold of that German company. Just, maybe even if we all chipped in $5 and just got them some nice sample packets they could get prepared for, because, even an asshole deserves a little lube before you fuck it. Why not?
Christ almighty.
Yeah.
No going in raw. That's just not very kind.
Well, for FECore, I don't know. I did order these razor blade condoms. They should be coming in today.
She's a fucking character.
Yeah, in with a sting. Ooh, that's rough.
Guys, there's been loads of people in the chat mentioning Anthony Riley in terms of whether or not he is actually giving them legal advice. Is that a joke or a rumor? Does anybody know anything about that?
Well,
I'm not sure.
It's not entirely confirmed, but with the way they have been acting and kind of some of the stuff they're saying, they're heavily implying that they know what's going on and may or may not have been giving advice and may or may not be involved. but there's not really anything. Oh yeah, no, I'm doing this, or oh yeah, we have this representation yet.
Got you. I guess we'll just have to watch that space.
And what expertise does
I wouldn't put it beyond Anthony Riley to think he's qualified to, to discuss Indiana state law, but
Exactly.
I'm sure it's coming, though. I'm sure it's coming.
No,
so, AB, do you want to give us a little? Did you? Am I right in thinking that it's time? Your time limit has arrived.
Yeah, my time limit has arrived. I've got to shoot. I've got early stuff tomorrow with more big, scary machines, which I do not understand.
So whatever you do, AB, please don't open up a quantum singularity in your lab.
I won't. I think it may actually be possible with this thing. I mean, it's fucking huge. It is.
Well, that fucking machine that you showed us a photograph of looks like a fucking chemtrail maker or something. You sure you're not making chemtrails?
Is it a quantum levitator?
Yeah.
That machine I showed you the other day is a tiny part of it. We've got an accelerator which is 3 kilometers in circumference here. So yeah.
Oh wow, cool!
It is quite some heavy machinery.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear back on what you're allowed to tell us and whatnot. Anyway.
Yeah, so far nothing has worked. But it's only day one. We don't expect anything to work on day one. It takes a while.
Yeah.
I mean, in reality, with things like this, it normally starts working 5 minutes before your time's up. But
Oh, wait a minute. Do you mean to say that science isn't just a look out your window sort of thing? You actually have to do, things?
You have to do things. You have to control for variables, and you have to do quality assurance, and you have to do acceptance testing, and do lots of things.
At the end of the day, if you lot want to know about the fucking scientific method, talk to fucking Brain Dead Warrior. He knows all about that bollocks.
Or open a 9th grade science textbook.
How to float an egg.
Yeah. Eggs in the salt. Oh my god.
Someone did point out that that egg experiment is the first result on Google if you Google kindergarten science experiments.
Oh yeah, it's fucking science for 8-year-olds, that.
And he still manages to fuck it up.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but let's face it, he looked good in his white coat. Shame it wasn't a fucking white coat where you strap the arms up and then throw him in a padded cell.
Lovely
straight jacket.
Oh, the monkey's out of his cage.
Well, speaking out of the cage and stuff, it looks like, to avoid any extra tech issues and whatnot, we might be best to wrap it up now and not push our luck because, Windows is playing up and Chrome's playing up and, maybe we have pushed our limit. And on that note, let's go around and talk to everybody here for a last wrap up of what are you thinking on, the outcome, what you hope to see happen to FECore in the group or, maybe what you'd like to see come from YouTube out of this with improvements or something. AB Science, since you're about to go, why don't you give us your wrap up and then we can say bye.
Thank you all for joining the show. So please go out on Twitter and retweet that to Team YouTube, and by all means, please do not go out and make false claims against FECore. Rise above it, but do harass YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree there too. Speak up, make sure your voice is heard, make sure that people understand where you stand on the issue. But, we don't be clicking little flags and all this stuff because we're, as Red said earlier, we're above them and we are not playing those games, right? 100%.
Right. Be the better person and eventually they'll hang themselves.
Yes. Let's go to Logical Troglodyte.
Well, actually, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get half of what I hope to see out of this In fact, I know I'm going to get at least half of it, which is that FECore gets just ripped to shreds. They get all the repercussions from their illegal actions that they have coming to them. The other side of that, I don't think I'm ever going to see in my lifetime. Maybe my grandchildren might see it, that people like flat earthers actually learn from the screw-ups of their predecessors.
Yeah. And well, you know, I guess you pretty much wrapped that up pretty good. On a personal note, Logic and Reason coming up. You know, give us the time and date here.
Going to be Sunday morning, midnight Central Time, 0600 British Summer Time. So that is the midnight between Saturday and Sunday, not the midnight between Sunday and Monday. As I said, we're going to have Conspiracy Cats AT2 as highly educated experts in their fields going to be discussing with us the conspiracy claim that education is indoctrination. If you're looking for intelligent, well thought out arguments, sans, you know, some of the, well, the poke and laugh, then, you know, we're the place to be.
Well, that was bizarre.
Perfect. Can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. Cheshire's back. Yay. Right on. We're just going around the table doing some wrap-ups here and, you know, thoughts on everything and whatnot. So let's get Jut Monk the Drunk Monkey in here. Buddy, what are you thinking, man?
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, YouTube need to change. They need to fucking, like, sit up and see what's going on and make adjustments, you know, because obviously there's a big flaw there, isn't there? Yeah, we need to be better, you know, like someone's just said, you know, don't go out there and retaliate in the same way because two wrongs don't make a right. And, you know, and I just hope that these dirty, lying, cheating, imbecilic, gormless, globe-denying, fantasist, intellectually challenged fucktards get what's coming to them.
So don't we all, buddy. So don't we all. And let's see, Kevin Kennedy, thoughts and wrap-ups. What's going on, buddy?
Hashtag fuck FECore. I will be tweeting at Team YouTube as much as I can. If for no other reason than because I got a response from them, maybe that'll, you know, kind of set some sort of precedent that I can actually get through to them if I just keep harassing them. And I would recommend everyone else to do the same because this is war, you know, this is blood for blood and by the fucking gallon. FECore deserves every bit of it they're going to get. They have fucked with the wrong people and they're very soon going to learn about that. I also want to thank Reds for coming on the stream today. Reds, I'm a huge fan and I'm really happy to be on a stream with you here.
Damn right.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Now, speaking of guests, let's go to Bob the Science Guy. FECore, bad tactics, thoughts and wrap-ups. How are you? What would you like to see come out of this in the end? That would be a very Bob the Science Guy position. Did we lose him?
I guess.
Oh no. Well, we'll go to Cheshire here. Cheshire, you know, thoughts on the whole mess. How do you wrap it all up for yourself? Do you want to go to what you would see done to them, YouTube benefits? You know, take it as you want.
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit aggressive. So I quite frankly, as much as it might hurt some of the debunkers out there, I think YouTube needs to use this as a chance to set a precedent themselves. And I would like to see FECore, at the very least, persecuted to the full extent of the law in their area. Now, I know some states have you know, you're dead now, but I don't know if Indiana's one of them. So, and I also don't know if you can kill a company like that. But full extent of the law is all I'm saying. And I don't know. Other than that, I would just like to see the people who have had to struggle with dealing with this just gain and do better.
Are you talking death penalty there?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Kiri Mac.
Some fucker to laugh at.
Yeah. Kiri Mac, what are your thoughts on all this on on the level of, anything left from the audience, anything you want to say, what's going on?
It's just a massive shit show. And I second what everybody's already said, don't sink to their level. Just, they'll hang themselves eventually. Just keep a hashtag on Twitter, keep tweeting YouTube. Hopefully something will get done about this. And before I go, Rhetoric, one of our guests today, has recently done an interview with BM Furball, so I've put the link in the chat. You guys should all go check that out tomorrow night or in about 22 hours' time, if you're interested.
I bet BM was so happy to interview somebody with a brain instead of the absolute, what he's having to deal with. And let's see, Dr. Bob, are you there, buddy? Have you got you back? Well, then I think it's time to turn to Red's Rhetoric. So, say what you have to say and then get the fuck out, right?
Exactly. I'm glad to see that that's catching on. That interview with BM, that wasn't an interview. That was just me, just saying, it's okay. I understand. This stupid guy can't hurt you here. You're in a safe place now. It's okay. Also, Dead Candy in Space. I did see your channel. I'm also a huge fan, and your channel is Red's Rhetoric approved. Thanks for using my rocket launch videos in your videos. Although I am going to ask that you stop downloading them off of YouTube and just asking for the original quality one. It's just that much better. Why go with 1080p when you can have 4K? I'll give that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes, and dude, I'm going to bro love you so hard right now. But as far as FECore, keep tweeting at Team YouTube, make them your bitch whenever you have a free moment when you're not doing anything else. Just tweet at Team YouTube about what FECore is doing, how they're abusing their system, so on. The louder we make this, the better. Unfortunately, that is the only way that other people can help with this, while we do what we need to do in the background to go after them legally. But if YouTube gets basically their shit kicked in sideways because of this by the voice of you guys, maybe they can investigate them and maybe they can do something about them. And it would be a really good day for me to wake up and see that FECore's entire channel is deleted due to multiple violations of the YouTube's community guidelines. Keep on tweeting this. Keep on making noise about it. Do not give up. Listen, FECore fucked up. We just need to get YouTube to see that. Once they do, it's downhill from there. So if you guys can do that for me, that'll be great. Follow me on Twitter and retweet the tweets at Team YouTube about FECore that I've made. And thank you very much for inviting me on. It was great. It was fun. And to the rest of you, have a good night.
I'll relink that tweet in the chat real quick.
Good night to you, Red. I had all my viewers retweet this.
Good night, my man.
All right.
All
good
right.
night.
Oh, yeah, we got Bob back. So, Bob, you want to give us a little wrap up on, FECore and, your thoughts on it here before we sign out?
Oh, well, good luck with it. I'm doing my little part, and you guys do yours, and we'll see what happens.
Excellent. I like that. Well said. Well, everybody, I think we've come to the end of the first proper episode of the Shills Midweek Pub Chat. In the new set, new intro, the whole 9 yards. What do you think? Hope you liked it. It won't be based on debunking going forward. We're going to be having proper down-to-earth discussions on real topics that actually matter, and this will be what our Thursday show is going forward. So,
Next week,
I hope you liked it.
Hey, did you get a chance to have a look at my housekeeping questions for Globe Earth debate? You're welcome to use them.
Oh, awesome. Okay, perfect. Well, okay, awesome. Yes.
Here, I'll put a link to it in the chat. Give me a second.
Yeah, I did see that video. It was great.
Oh, okay. This is good. Good. We have to do this. Excellent. This is an episode right there. Awesome. So, I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. We'll get the links in here and whatnot. We'll add Bob to the description afterwards because, Dr. Bob, the science guy here, should be on as he was in the panel as well at the end. And I think on that note, we'll all say thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. And remember, vote with your voice. Get it heard. Make sure everybody knows how you feel about this stuff, because the more voices that shout out, hey, this is wrong and it must be addressed, things will have to be done eventually.
People think millennials don't vote.
Right? No, I know they do, and it's totally true. So on that, why don't
that's why we have President Bernie Sanders.
Hey, that was a really good one.
Even a blind squirrel gets a nut sometimes. I put the link to the 7 Globe Earth housekeeping questions in the chat.
Oh, okay,
that
perfect.
sounds good.
Right on. So yeah, we'll be checking that out too, as we're going to do something on that absolutely coming up. And then
I had Arwen and Sleeping Warrior answering the other day. It was hilarious.
Oh, nice. We'll have to check this out. This could be gold. So why don't we all give a nice goodbye and we'll sign off with the credit roll.